Hi there. In this quick video I'm going to add this LED light strip in the trunk of the A4 B8. These are the specs of it. I decided to go with warm white. I don't want to have an UFO in the trunk. Below 14.4 watts for 1 meter we have 0.8 meters. This is it. It has 3M adhesive tape on the back, so it should be quite good. And I needed to find a few connectors for it because I just don't want to directly solder it to the car. So this will be soldered onto this connector, and this will be coming from the original light bulb, which I will not remove. I will just add this next to it. So yeah, this goes away, and these things will be on this wire right here. The wires are ready, so let's go inside the car and check the polarity with a multimeter so we know what to solder where. I have this back tray out because I added that subwoofer. That's a separate video. I could do it through that side, but I want to do it through this side from the underneath. So yeah, you don't need to remove the tray yourself. We have this right here. You put a flathead screwdriver and start prying this thing out. For me it's going to be a bit tricky with one hand. Actually quite impossible. I need both hands for this, so be back in a second. Ta-da! And it's out. And the only thing holding it is this tiny clip right here. So if you pull on it slowly but firmly, it will come out. For me, I want to connect inside this little plug right here. So this thing is actually coming out. And again, we have two clips on each side. Really hard to undo with one hand, so be back when I undid this connector from this thing. If you want to change the light bulb in this thing or upgrade it to LED, because I think it's possible, maybe you can buy this whole thing in one piece or buy a light bulb that has LEDs on it in this shape. I think it's a T5W or something like that. I will put it in the description. Anyway, it has, I will put it back together. I was just curious what's inside of it. That is why I opened it up. It has a few clips all around, and you can lock it in place like this, and it's locked. And to undo it, you start from this end, one clip here, and pull on it like that. It's quite brittle but still flexible, so you can do it. Okay, connected. We have almost 12 volts, and the way I'm connected, negative is brown, and the white one or yellowish is the positive. So I know my polarity now. To unlock this connector, you need a small screwdriver, and maybe you can see right there at the top two holes. One of them I already undid, and let me try and go into the other one while filming. This is quite painful to watch. Yeah, almost impossible to do. I need to go with this tiny screwdriver in that hole and pry it like this. So be back in a second. And the wires are out, but warning, keep in mind while you have your trunk open, if you didn't remove the contact on your battery, these have a voltage on them. So if you touch these two together or this one to the frame, you have a problem. So it's better to solder just one of them than solder the other, not open them up like I did both of them. And to get them out of this thing, while they are still in, one side is open by this flap, but the other side is still locked. So you would need to put something like this screwdriver in this right here, and then it will come out when you pull on it, and it will be annoying. You need to wiggle it around, but yeah, you will do it in the end. Soldered both wires. One is already heat shrinked. I'm going to heat shrink the second one and put them back in the connector, and the plug is put back together. It doesn't really matter what you put where, because a light bulb doesn't have a polarity. And we have the connector right here and the light strip, and it's bright. This will give me light inside the trunk. And the really important thing, this was easy to block. If you had something tall in this area, no light in the rest of the trunk. But this light strip, I will put something like that, so it's absolutely impossible to block all of it. So let's continue. And we are done. As you can see, the connector is zip tied right in there. For you, if you don't have the top removed, you can do it to this hole right here and get it in another hole right there. So you can do exactly what I did here. This is some double-sided tape, one stick to this, and then the wire, and then another one on top. So we do not pull on this, and the wire is tucked in, so I cannot grab it with some luggage or something like that. And this thing is awesome, and I will light it up right in a moment. And this is what it looks like from the top. And I will just put a bit of double-sided tape there so it cannot rattle around. And if I need to change the light bulb, the fact that it is this long, it will allow me about that much to go down. So about as much as the factory one goes, I can still change the light bulb. You can leave this wire longer if you want. I just don't want any rattling. As you can see, even these are quite short. So yeah, let's continue and give it a final test. Finally, we have proper light inside this trunk, and as you can see, I'm putting my hand in front of it and you can barely see it, compared to the OEM one that you could completely block with something. So in my opinion, this is quite a clean install, and it does help a lot. Please believe me, I've had problems finding stuff at night on the side of the road in this trunk, but those problems are gone for sure. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, subscribe to my channel, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.